It is great to have Wallaby coach Michael Cheika joining us on the couch this week on Kick and Chase. Welcome to you. Incredible turnaround. What were the keys, not only on the night, but also over the week leading up? What were some of the key things that you had to work on?
I think it's I would say it's really started half-time in the first game. I think not because I suppose we were, you wouldn't blame the guys maybe if they were low in belief coming in because they hadn't had a great season against the Kiwis, and so we had to try to just turn that bit around and say just stick to what we've been doing. We don't need to change anything here. We just need to apply ourselves better, concentrate and stay in the moment and get it done. And I think as the week moved on and we stayed in that with that tune, guys started to believe more and work a bit harder, as we will as the season goes on.
There's a lot of chat last week about the defence and Nathan Gray and all the structure and whatnot, but Kirtley went back to the midfield and led the charge, didn't he? Yes,
that's sort of because of the configuration we played in with Henry and Dane in that way. But it's funny how it works, mate. If you look at the tackle count, it's not like we missed almost as many in this game as we did in the first game. So it's about how you do that. You've got to, and also the context and what the opposition do with it, and then with the tackles you make, what happens there, how that slows down the momentum of the game, etc.
So in the first game, did you miss a lot in a smaller period of time? Is that what would have happened?
Yeah, and I think we missed a few more probably, from the inside out as opposed to from the outside in, So it gives the opposition a lot more room to move and puts that could come down to your spacing, right, etc. And the other thing too is, it was our first game for 5 weeks. Some guys hadn't played since May. Right, and if you don't have it exactly right against that team with that break, you're going to struggle, and we did struggle early on there, and we started getting that back and then working out the bits that we needed to do to stay competitive for the whole game.
So obviously we know how much that result hurt the boys and you guys close involved. What was your message to them straight away when the emotions are high in the dressing room?
We didn't really talk about that game at all. We talked more about the next game and said that. And I think this is a big thing with this team. It's probably, since I've been coaching, the thing we need to really bring, I feel, and you've been a part of that, has been about consistency, and staying at a good level. It doesn't mean you can never make a mistake or something can't go wrong, but you understand the intensity that's required. And I think sometimes maybe we're responsible for it as well as coaches, delivering the same intensity every week in the build-up and not easing up on that, making players adapt to that level and bringing it on game day. So I think a really big match for us next Saturday, not just, the test match, but also because it's in Perth. I think that's extra important.
Now, Michael, there was an enormous amount of criticism after the first game and it came from all corners of the rugby community. And there's one notable person, Michael Liner, that obviously was quite outspoken and quite out of character for him. A lot of people probably found your reaction to his comments a little bit dismissive. If you had your time over again, would you respond the same way to Michael Liner's criticism?
Mate, I don't think I did respond to his criticism.
The comment...
Yeah, you were asked at a media conference, I think you said, he's overseas, isn't he?
And I think I would have said, if anything, that if that's what he thinks, then he's entitled to his opinion. Mate, one of the things is that like all players, you as well, and all the other guys here have played for Australia, you know how it can go in games sometimes, and no one's intentionally going out there to do those things. Sometimes it can go pear-shaped, and you've got to try and stay solid and recover under that. And, I think everyone's entitled to their opinion. I'd never be dismissive of him because, he was a great Australian player, but in the same breath, those comments are dismissive of us, really, when it boils down to it. Yeah. So I'm happy to take it because I'm in the position now where I have to wear that stuff, and I understand that. And I understand that also he would feel like that because he wants the team to do well. More, he'd be frustrated. He'd probably be copping it over by the Poms over there every day, that Fitzpatrick's probably in the studio giving it to him while it's going on, and he's probably hating it. And so I understand that as well. At the same time, it's a balance when it's the national team too, I think, where you go, I want to support these guys as well.
Yeah, true.
The progress, not over the week, let's look at the progress within the game, even on Saturday night. And I think the scrum got a bit dusted early on, and then some replacements came on, Taff, Sakopi, for example, and it really stiffened up. Was that something that really pleased you to actually suffer that adversity early on and be able to find some parity later in the game?
Yeah, I think we just had it. We knew why we were struggling in that area, and we needed to sort it out pretty quickly. But
and Michael, sorry to cut you off there. When you say you knew you were struggling, the obvious change to us at home was at hooker. Is that the reason why the scrum was struggling?
No, I think that the combination for us between tight head and hooker was struggling, and you saw that we made another change straight away. And it just happens. Sometimes it's the combination. As you've played in the front row, you can go against one set of guys one night, and the same set of guys another week, and it'll be a totally different outcome. And I think just if you look at the week before, that same pairing, now Lala came in, and so it was a different mix on the other side, but that same loose head hooker pairing went up, and we handled that pretty well. Just on that night, with Coles coming in then, and it changed a bit of the look, and the scrum was a little bit higher. We started going up a little bit, and therefore we needed to make the changes to readjust that.